Hey guys, welcome back to another exciting video. Today I am here with Char Lizard. Say hi, Char.
Hello, hello. Hello,
And
hello, everyone.
we are on the JSI, what's the server called?
This is the add-on development server.
Add-on Development Service. This is not public, or is it public all the time?
It is public to everyone within the JSI Discord. It's password protected to kind of keep it tidy. But other than that, yeah, everyone can get on it as long as they are in the Discord.
Ah, okay. So the link to the JSI Discord is in the description below. So, Char, do you know why I brought you here today, or why I'm here on your server today?
Oh, I have a sneaking suspicion it might be something fishy.
Yes! I'm not going to call it DLC, but the major update for Stormworks dropped. And I don't know if you saw, but they added physical fish, or fish with physics.
Mm.
Yeah. And you can shoot the fish, and the fish try to hide from boats, and you can hit the fish with your boat, I think.
Well, we've been missing. We've had a whole ocean for a long time and not many fish in it.
Yeah, and they also flop around on the ground and then die. I saw that happen, which is kind of cool, right? Yeah.
Nice, delightful, yeah.
Yeah. So we are on a server which you have been developing for how long now?
Oh, well, we've had this concept for a couple of years now. Must have been, yeah, and we've been developing it on and off for probably those 2 years as well, yeah.
All right, so I'm just going to show everybody the map really quick. And you can see that there's locations here. And if I zoom out, you can see there are lines. And if I zoom into the lines, they have like names. What does the name mean? Is the name like a fishing location?
So the name sort of tells you what the border is sort of around. So if you zoom in on like the intersection, you can see like there's kind of multiple territories with multiple different names. Similarly, if you come out of the map view and you look in the top of your screen, it will show you what territory you're in. So for instance, at the second, we are in the Sawyer Isles territory.
Ah, okay. And the territories, what are in the territories?
So different, well, we're getting ahead of ourselves, I suppose, in the whole mod is a fishing add-on, as it were.
That's true. I forgot to say, that's why we're here. It's a fishing mod.
Yeah, so within the add-on, there's obviously lots of different fish species, and those species might choose to live in certain territories. So there's big territories, and if you zoom in, so certain lakes have got tiny little territories. So we've got like the Leo Wolf Spring down by the mountain range.
Oh, I see that. Okay.
South of Sawyer, and we've got the nature reserve as well for all this like shallow water in the east of the big mainland. But yeah, in each of these territories, there's all sorts of different species of crab and fish.
Okay. And you didn't add any like physical models or anything like that. This is all like kind of like text-based or what?
Yeah, so this is kind of, it's all very much imagination and data. Is that sort of link between imagination and data. Definitely no physical objects are spawned to represent fish.
Okay.
But yeah, so I'm really excited to see what the actual physical fish are.
Oh, you haven't seen them?
No, I've never even seen one.
I wonder if they're in your server. Like if you hit F2. Oh yeah, they're there. See them?
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
So you can touch them now, can you?
You can't pick them up though. I haven't been able to pick one up. But we spawned like a tsunami or something, and they ended up on top of the airfield, and then they flipped around and then died, which was kind of cool. All right, so let's backtrack since I kind of jumped. Let's start from the beginning. When you get onto the server, where do you start? Yeah, where do you start?
Cool. So the first thing you do when you join our server is you either join a crew, as it says in the top left, or you create a crew. So in fact, you should have on your screen, maybe you should have it on the right-hand side of your screen. Can you see like a tip message? It says create a crew with create crew, or join one of your friends with join crew. Okay. Now, obviously, this is a fresh server, so we're going to do. I suppose you can create a crew.
Okay, type create.
So if you do that, and then you just do that on its own, it's not going to work, but it should give you a helpful chat log message telling you how to use it.
Okay, type create crew. And it's like, make sure you type question mark create crew, chosen password, and crew name.
So you want to define a password for your crew, and it has to be one word. So it might be like Endo or whatever.
Okay.
And then you follow that with a crew name, which can be up to 4 words. So you might do create crew.
Oh, okay. There we go.
I'll type an example. Oh yeah, you've done it. Well done. Cool. And I'll do a show cruise or something. Oh, Skullfish. Cool name. What's the password so I can join it?
Oh, it's Endo, like you said. Kept it simple.
Okay, I'll try and join that. Yeah, I've joined that. So you should see now in the top left of your screen that you're in the Skullfish crew.
Mm-hmm.
And you should have a rank of captain. Can you see that?
Yep. Captain.
Fantastic. Whereas I'm in the crew, and because I joined, I'm just a greenhorn. So that will dictate kind of a percentage of how much profit goes to you and how much goes to me. And obviously you get the captain's share, as it were.
Okay. And so
you could promote me at some point.
You track all this stuff, so if I leave this server and I come back later, it keeps all my stuff?
Absolutely, yeah. This is all persistent. And then crews are kind of essential to basically everything we do. So obviously in a sort of competitive environment, you could have crews competing and obviously comparing how much profit they make. There's a whole bunch of crew-based stuff that goes on, but yeah, like you say, it is persistent. It is all saved to the server. We can bring the server down, bring it up again, and the crew data will still all be there.
Okay. What is this guy? He just randomly says stuff?
Yeah, so if we come over here, actually, we've got all sorts of NPCs, and they all have a little chat every now and then. They're always talking all sorts of rubbish. Sometimes they might give you helpful tips, but most of the time they just kind of chat themselves and chat to each other. So we've got our little shop here. So this is a good place to start, really, because this is where we're going to buy either a preset, which we'll probably do because it's nice and easy, or we can go and talk to these guys inside. And we've got things like pot seller, as in crab pot, nothing nefarious.
Okay.
Supplier, he sells like crates of supplies and things. We've got tackle seller, so fishing rods, because you can fish with a rod, things like that. Equipment seller, again, sort of generic equipment. And a boy seller, who obviously sells boys. So we've got all sorts of different NPCs. That's just a small selection of them, really. They're all the kind of shop ones.
Okay.
So I feel like a good place to start is to talk to the preset seller.
All right.
So if you stand near him, you should see a nice tip on the right hand side of your screen, as usual.
Okay. Yes. So,
Cool. So
it's kind of something's overlapping. Hold on. Am I in the wrong?
Might be a chat messages on the screen somewhere.
Okay. Here we go. Okay. Talk.
That's it.
Talk. Whoa!
So
my goodness.
You should bring up a big messy shop menu, but these are our preset ships basically.
Wow.
So it depends what you want to do today. What you're feeling in the mood for? Do you want to do some crabbing, some trolling?
Something local to where we are, probably, so we don't have to go too far.
Yeah.
What would be?
Okay. I feel like let's go for the Fredette trolling preset. So we can see in this menu that is item number 108.
108.
So we need to have a look in the chat, and it tells us how to buy things.
Okay.
So if we do $buy, and then we can either type just 108 to buy just the 108, or we can do, well, I'll type it out. I'm going to say lots of numbers and it's not going to make much sense. So you can either do that. Is it going to, where's my chat message?
Oh, you put a
the server's
dot?
like lagging.
Oh. Should I type buy 108 or no?
Oh, hello? My internet is good.
Oh, your internet's bad?
Yeah, do that.
Okay.
My internet is like dying.
Ship added to the Skullfish crew. Yay! Okay, how do I get rid of this menu that's all over my place? Do I walk away from her?
Cool, so you can either walk away from the NPC.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. Oh, look, there's a boat over there. Oh, it's a cute boat. Are you here with me, or are you lagging out?
I'm kind of lagging out. I think it's just my local internet. Hopefully the server's behaving for you.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm walking towards the boat now. Should I walk towards the boat?
Yeah, go to it.
Okay, so we have everything we need on this boat to do what? What are we doing with this boat?
So this is a type of fishing called trolling. Basically, it's going along with lots of hooks in the water and moving at a certain speed to try and attract a certain species of fish.
It figures I'd jump over the boat. Mm-hmm.
I'm sure any second now my internet will be back and I can actually see what's going on.
Oh, okay, I'm on the boat. Yay, got on the boat. Okay, we got lots of ropes. Okay, so this hook ID 175 is not yet baited. Okay. Not yet baited.
Oh my. can't believe my Stormworks is lagging out so badly.
I'm having a good time.
Okay, I can see you in the ship now. I think I'm basically caught up. Oh, I'm falling in. So yeah, like you said, the hook. So you can see a pop-up for the nearest hook to you. And yeah, it says it's not baited. And we actually haven't bought any bait, but we'll go out and probably catch our own, actually.
Okay.
Okay, I'm stood on the boat now. Hello, I'm here. I'm kind of up to date.
So what do we do?
Okay. So, we've got our ship. We've got our hooks. I think let's get the ship moving and come out of the port, because if we fish too close to the port, we're going to have really terrible yield because the water is all filthy.
Okay. Is this an easy to use boat, or do I have to like go down somewhere? And...
Nah, as easy as WASD.
Okay.
So simple an NPC could drive it. Hint, hint. You can buy NPC crewmates.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so just get us on a straight course away from this location. Doesn't really matter what direction. Well, I suppose if we head out to sea, we'll start fishing for saltwater species. Whereas if we went up the river, we'd only catch freshwater species.
Okay. So question for you.
Up to you what you in them.
How many people have you successfully gotten on this server and played together?
I think people like Campbell and Bibba have played together with like 4 or 5 people. Personally, I do far much more developing than I do playing, I have to admit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So is this good right here? Do we have to go out farther? Look, I can see
further,
fish. There's fish here. I can see them.
I want to see them. You can see little fishes. I can see the new volcano in the distance smoking. That's quite intimidating.
It is, isn't it?
We need to go a little bit further.
A little bit further, okay.
If you look at the top right of your screen, you can see our yield monitor.
Uh-huh.
Basically, that has been reduced by 10 times, so it's kind of 10% of what it should be. So once you see that ping to 6.7 and 2, that means we're in a good place to start fishing, basically.
Okay, and what is
so
that?
You can hold so this is based on all sorts of things. So crab, the yield is better further up north. Like the colder it is, the better your yield is. Fish, they're kind of more species dependent. So the number for fish actually means how likely you kind of are to get a nibble, whereas the number for the crab means how many crabs are going to get into your pot per minute.
Oh,
so there you go. You can see they've pinged up now.
Yeah.
So we can stop here, or you can, probably best to stop because it makes handling the hooks a little bit better.
Okay. All right. Why am I on the ground?
Cool.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on there. Cool. Right. So what we need to do now is to prepare our trolling arms. So you'll see on any trolling ship, we've got these arms basically. So grab a rope.
Okay.
And we want to connect one end to a hook and one end to any winch along the arm. And you can see the trolling arms are going to start pulling them in. And we do that for all of our hooks.
Oh, it's automatic.
Yeah, clever little ship. Obviously, you don't have to use ships that have been brought by the shop. You can see on the left, we've got a hold sort of capacity, and all of the intelligent sort of logic stuff is applied to ships you spawn in a workbench as well. So you can use your own ships, and again, if you have infinite money on, it's free. If you don't have an infinite money on, it will try and take it away from your bank balance at the top left, and if you don't have enough money, you're not going to be able to spawn it in. It'll be instantly despawned. So, well, worth knowing. If you want a more sandboxy experience, you can have it just by enabling infinite money and using your own ships.
Okay. How do you get those high ones? Oh, you just jumped?
Yeah, it is a challenge. But we've run out of ropes anyway, so we might not be able to use these last 2.
Okay.
Cool.
Now, we don't have any bait, so we can still catch stuff without bait?
Yeah, just about. I mean, again, it's one of those things that affects how likely you are to catch a fish. So I think not having bait reduces your chance by like 60% or something like that.
Okay.
So we'll give it a go, and once we catch some fish, we can turn our first catch into bait, and then that's going to increase our yield.
Do I hit the deploy trolling arms?
That's the one. We'll do that one first. That's going to bring them nice and overboard. And then if you click deploy lines once they're down, or near enough to being down, then the hooks should lower below sea level.
All right, so you wrote all the code that's handling all the fish and the locations and everything?
Yeah. So there's all sorts going on behind the scenes, obviously. Can't actually see any schools of fish on the map, but there's schools of fish that can be caught by trawling nets. Obviously, there's crab and different species of crab, different species of fish. We've just got the single main add-on enabled at the minute, but that does allow you to do a little bit of aquaculture as well, so farming oysters. So that's kind of a good way to make a passive income. So there's all sorts going on, and hopefully, if the Stormworks devs are looking at introducing physical fish and maybe looking towards a more commercial stream of gameplay in the future, I reckon fish farming and aquaculture is something that definitely should be considered.
Yeah, so how do you know all about this stuff? Were you a fisherman?
No, we do have a couple of sort of seafaring people within the JSO Discord, and a lot of people who do fish sort of recreationally, and they've helped contribute to different things, sort of data relating to each fish species and how likely it should be and where in the world it should live.
Oh.
Obviously, every fish species that we do have has a preference for the time of day, the depth of the water, how fast the hook is moving. So if we were to floor it now, I would expect us to catch exclusively semi-exclusively like swordfish and things like that.
So am I supposed to move forward? I don't know what I'm doing.
So yeah, we need to get moving.
Oh yeah, I should
kind of a sort of medium speed. So if you hold Alt and press W and set some trim, maybe like 50% throttle or something like that.
Okay. Oops.
Hopefully the ship will behave for us.
Okay. So, question for you while we're waiting to catch fish. Am I going fast enough?
I don't think we're moving. Maybe a bit more throttle. Got to engage that clutch.
Oh.
There we are. Now we're going.
Like 0.50. I was reading this thing wrong. I went 0.5.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so while we're trolling, and that is what it's called, right? We're trolling?
That is absolutely right, I know.
Okay, so I thought
meaning on the internet.
While we are trolling, we should troll Deltars and Geometa. I think we should do that. Okay?
Yeah.
So I'll do the trolling, you just answer the questions. So
sure.
If they're considering a fishing DLC in the future, I'm assuming that they would give us the parts to create these fishing vessels and do fishing type stuff, but they wouldn't necessarily do all the work that you've done with like building the ships and the hooks and all that stuff. So what is it that you would look forward to having, like a type of block or a bit, a bins, or what would make your fishing mod work best or work well?
Well, there is the type of blocks, I guess. Yeah, definitely there'd be benefit. Obviously you can see our hooks are quite chunky. They've all got an individual battery on and all sorts. Being able to sort of interact with an object without having to use like buttons and things, that could be cool as well, because obviously there's a lot of complexity.
So you imagine a fishing hook that's added to ropes, and that the fish will in the game will physically be attracted to in some fashion, and then would hook onto them, and then you could grab the fish and drop them somewhere, something like that.
Yeah, that feels right for something more recreational. I would like to see that sort of a variety of scales of fishing, if you know what I mean. Being able to chuck a rod overboard or a hook overboard, that's one thing, but people will want to build big, massive trawlers as well. So I think nets is definitely something that we'd want to see.
Okay, nets. I have no idea how that would work, I wonder. In the game, I mean.
Yeah, it's something. It was a kind of a stumbling block for us developing this. Like a lot of the time, how do we do nets? Do we use like 100 ropes to make one net? And no, that just lags so much. So
you use a fence, the devs, right? A fence.
We use fence and pipe and things like that.
Okay. Yeah.
So we can have a look at a net in future if we want to.
Okay. Yeah.
But obviously now they've got physical fish and stuff, so maybe a net to interact with those could be cool. from the devs, as it were. Yeah.
So do you have a wish list on your brain of what you would like? As you're building this mod, say, oh, I wish I could do something, and what would that be?
I wish ships could have a cargo hold. Like you could actually, put stuff in and it is no longer simulated. Because that would mean we didn't have to use. Well, I wouldn't have had to develop this whole cargo hold system. Having that sort of ability to stow sort of equipment in a cargo hold, as well as fish and commodities and things like that, that would make it really, really cool. So you don't have to have all these physical simulated things on the deck making a mess.
So can you give me an example? I'm not sure I know what you mean by that.
So say they make a fishing DLC, and they introduce maybe handheld fishing rods, or maybe other bits of equipment like buoys that you can tie things to, and they just float around. If you could bring them to your ship and just somehow, maybe there's like a block which just acts as a cargo hold, and somehow stow those equipments within that cargo block.
Oh, kind of like a RPG inventory type of system, like where it's like you click on it and then it you see all the things in the inventory.
Yeah. I mean, obviously we've got this. We've got a toolbar at the bottom of our screen. Like having that toolbar turn into some sort of inventory. Obviously not on your character, but on the ship inventory.
So an inventory block, basically, right? That's what you're saying? Okay. And then you could use your Lua script to interact with it and put fish in it and stuff like that, and they would be.
I would hope so. I would hope the devs, well, maybe not fish, but like. I hope the devs are pretty good at making stuff that they do put in kind of have a Lua approximation or a Lua event. So obviously things like button presses and that, they all have Lua triggers.
Can you see that fish next to us? On our left side?
I have had a little look. This one's very wiggly.
Yeah, you see them?
We do. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, and then there's two more over there.
Yeah.
Nice.
And they'll run.
I just want to reach in and touch them.
Yeah, you've been trying to do this for so long. You really, really want this fish now, don't you?
Exactly. I mean, I'd like to see a kind of a shoal of fish as well. So maybe they only exist as one kind of physical thing, but it'd be cool to see if you can get like a whole shoal of fish into a net.
Oh, that would be neat. All right. So how do we know if we're doing well? Does it tell us?
That's a good question. It should have given us a couple of notifications. Let's have we might have been extremely unlucky, but hopefully I'll reel the hooks in and we'll see if we've got anything on them.
Oh, it should have given us notifications, like little pop-ups?
Yeah. So I've fallen in. I'm going to swim near the hook. Okay, they do have fish on them, so I think we were just slightly out of range of them. But they should kind of notify everyone stood nearby that, hey, there's a fish on the line. Reel it in and have a look at it.
Okay. So we can only play this on the server. We can't download this and play this on our local computer?
So you can download it. You can play it. Obviously, also on the JSI Discord are links to unlisted Steam Workshop pages, basically. So as long as you've got the link, you can find these on the workshop. As it stands, they are not public on the workshop. So it's kind of made so that you have to be in the JSI Discord to do it, because you are likely to encounter at least one bug or have at least one question. And when you're in the Discord, you have a lovely bank of resources in the people, and also in the form of YouTube videos, in the form of a fantastic, if I do say so myself, wiki to do with this add-on and this series of add-ons, because although we are just playing the main add-on, which has allowed us to do sort of basic level of fishing, there's kind of all sorts of expansions that go with it. So being able to set up your own business or aquaculture sort of expanded, so you can build fish farms on sort of an industrial scale, ferry links so you can fast travel with vehicles and commodities and equipment, things like that. Is all I feel a bit like Maxi's developing the Sims games. I want to release an expansion pack and have everyone be able to tailor sort of the experience that they have based on.
And have you noticed any lag occurring, or is it pretty safe to install everything and go crazy?
It's pretty good to go crazy. Obviously, it depends on your system. I don't have the best PC, but most of the time it behaves. The only issues some people get run into lag with like buildings on docks and things, but in terms of actual gameplay, the script shouldn't add any lag. So if you press F1 now, you should see scripts is 0 milliseconds, but I don't know if that's the same on multiplayer servers.
I can't really see mine, it's too small. But, okay, so what am I, like, sometimes I can see a fish and sometimes I can't. Like, what am I pointing at on these?
So, if you stand nice and close to this one, it should stay fairly consistent.
Yeah.
Can you see it?
Oh, you have to actually be right next to him? Is that, it's not pointing at something? Yeah. Oh, it's proximity.
It's just whatever's nearest to you. Yeah, I think I might make it so you can see multiple hooks in the future. But for now, it's whatever's nearest to you.
Okay.
And you can see kind of like on this hook, we've got a singular anchovy, which is kind of pretty miserable. But if you press the unload button on that anchovy, it should get popped into our ship's hold.
And where's the hold at?
So the hold is on the left-hand side of the screen. It's data.
It's data.
Although it was only £1, so it's kind of hard to show up on that hold. So if we find a bigger fish.
Okay, I want to know, just out of curiosity, how much millions of dollars did I make off that one anchovy?
So he was £1. He's low-grade fish, probably as an anchovy. So maybe like $4.
$4 for an anchovy? That's pretty good.
I know, it's pretty good. Yeah. But the thing is, it looks like it's already decayed in our hold.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Oh look, here we go. We've got £1 in the hold, but because our hold is not refrigerated, we didn't buy a freezer or anything like that. They do decay over time.
I lost my $4.
Yeah. and this ship cost 10 grand, so you're kind of down.
What kind of game is this? That punished me.
Oh, here we go. Look, now we've got a big fish in the hold.
How was I supposed to know that I need a refrigerator? What the heck?
Nah.
Where's the manual for this? Is it on the JSI Discord?
Oh, it sure is. Subscribe to the JSI Discord.
Okay.
Join.
Then I'll have to do that, because that was just a ripoff. I thought I was getting rich and I got poor. Okay.
It's all right. I've still got 10 grand left. You can borrow it off me for sure.
What is your update schedule? How often do you update this?
So, it's been a little while since I have developed it. It's been a couple of weeks. But when I do develop it, I tend to do tiny little updates and put them out basically as soon as they come into being workable. So it might be a case that you get an update every weekend, or it might be every other weekend. But yeah, no one's complained at a lack of updates so far. So
tell me, do you have any, I don't know, kind of secret giant update that you've been working on that's not released, that's going to be released sometime in the future?
Well, what did I have in mind? I do have something in the works to do with semi-trucks. But
semi-trucks, okay. So So do you have actually, I guess, like a transport mod already where you have to move stuff?
Yeah. So in this very add-on that we are playing, there is a whole logistics side of things. So if we were to take these fish back to the port, we can choose to either sell it directly at the port, or we can say to the old quartermaster, or whatever they call them, stevedore, you can say, hey, load my fish into some crates, would you? And then you can go to the car dealer or the truck dealer that was just down the road where we spawned, buy yourself a flatbed truck, load the crates on, and drive to somewhere more profitable.
I feel like you're lying to me, because all I have is rotten fish and no one's going to want them.
We've got to get there first. Look, we've still got, can you see in the hold? We've got 560 pounds of low-grade fish.
Wait, how did I get that?
I unloaded a tuna. There was a tuna on this middle hook.
How fast are they going to decay?
So I think it's like, I don't know, we can kind of watch it. I think it's like £1 per minute or something like that. It's quite, I don't know. I can't remember. Well, actually, I do know. Different commodities decay at different rates. So, given that we've just got raw fish, they do decay fairly quickly. If we were to have an onboard freezer, then they would be passively cooled or refrigerated, and that would slow it. Or we could actively turn them into a frozen commodity, which wouldn't decay at all.
All right. Here's a dumb question. Is there like a thing where if I don't have a refrigerator, I could just put like a little swimming pool and like catch the fish and throw them in the swimming pool and then bring them back?
No, there's not that at the minute. There's no wet storage.
Oh, darn it.
We do have cooler boxes, but once you've got a ship, they've already come with a cooler built in. So we're doing our best.
Okay.
Without a freezer.
I was just checking because maybe I wanted to like release them in the wild or somewhere else or something.
Maybe a wet storage part is a good idea, and we could see about spawning physical fish inside of them.
Ooh.
I wonder.
Cool.
I wonder.
Oh, there went another pound. I'm back down to 558.
Sad times. I wonder what's on the other hooks. Anything? Just a tiny little fish. Another tiny little fish.
So this is a small fishing boat. I assume they get bigger and bigger?
They get humongous. They get bigger than your default workbench.
And do they use the same kind of bait system or different types of stuff?
So yeah, they do use the same kind of bait. Obviously, different ships. I think there is an exception actually. Trawling ships, I should say, the ones that use big nets. You don't have to bait a massive net. You just kind of throw the net in the general direction of the fish, and they get caught. Okay. Obviously, it can get quite busy, so that's where NPC crewmates come in because they can automatically bait these hooks.
Really? Do they actually move, or they just like stand there and automatically bait?
They stand there and they slowly work through it. Yeah, there's no movement involved.
Okay, just checking. And are there like RPG things? Do we get better? Are we better at fishing in time or anything like that, or no?
That is a good question actually, because the whole kind of aim for this was to turn Stormworks into a kind of RPG fishing experience. So I do want there is an experience system in the works.
Oh.
So far it's only applied to the NPCs. So if you hire a greenhorn and do lots of stuff with them, like load and unload fish and catch fish and whatever, eventually they'll level up and turn into a normal crewmate. So yeah, I do want to apply that, and I don't want to speculate with plans in that. I know maybe your viewers aren't interested in what is going to exist, and are perhaps more interested in what does exist. But yeah, RPG elements are definitely on the list. There's locations around the map which are just pubs and bars, and you go there and you talk to people and they give you missions and things like that. So yeah, that exists already.
All right, question for you. So the NPCs, do you have to carry them to the boat, or they just kind of appear on the boat, or how's that work?
So it's kind of however you want to do it, really. I mean, you could take your boat to the pub and walk physically to the boat. It kind of gives a purpose to the land vehicles you can buy as well, because you can load up a transit van with your mates and whatever else, your NPC mates, and drive to the nearest port. Or alternatively, at the minute, there is a command to kind of summon all of the NPCs that are in your crew to you. So yeah, there's options.
Okay, so they just kind of spawn at your location kind of thing?
Yeah, so I think the command is like !summon, but obviously we don't. Excuse me, we don't have any NPCs, so they're not going to appear.
Right. Do they spawn in seats automatically or no?
They don't spawn in seats. I mean, there is a type of crewmate called a helmsman, and if you ask him to basically drive your boat, he'll attempt to use either the seat that you specify or the seat that's nearest to him. And then he'll attempt to drive your boat with WASD controls, and you can tell him where you want to go and things like that. So he'll get on with driving the ship, and you can get on with doing your fishing activities.
So let's just assume that Deltars and Geometa are working on a fishing DLC. How would that make you feel? Would that make you feel like you did a lot of work for nothing, or would you be excited about it? I'm just curious.
Yeah, it's a very valid question. It's kind of has shocked me seeing physical fish, especially sort of biome-based fish, because here we are 6 months earlier already with biomes and territories, and to see that kind of occur in development, I don't want to say it rings alarm bells, because I'm more than happy to see them do it. I'm sure they'll do a much more professional job, given that they know the game in and out. But it is, I'm going to see it as an opportunity in that this mod does so much, and I reckon if they were to do a fishing DLC, they would kind of stick within the realms of the existing kind of mission editor. So it might be collect X amount of fish, take it to X zone, profit. Whereas there's a lot more in-depth economy kind of systems within the add-on, and I feel like a demand for that kind of industrious simulation is always going to be there from dedicated players, or players who just want to experience something different with Stormworks. So I'm more than happy for an industrial focus to come into play, especially since so many people enjoy building ships that are kind of more commercial. So your cargo ships and your fishing ships as opposed to your lifeboats and your rescue craft.
Okay, you want to hear my little wish list for you?
Yeah, yes.
I wish that I don't know if that's the right word. I hope that if they are building a fishing DLC in the background, I hope that they actually take a look at what you're doing, and like, I wish, here's where the wish part comes in. I wish they would actually reach out to you and you know, people that are making mods like this or content creators, and actually talk to you and get some ideas of what, you know, you're lacking. Because I feel like Deltars and crew, they tend to do these add-ons and these blocks and these DLCs, but the feedback is kind of like not there. And you put a lot of work into this, and I would hope that out of all the stuff that you've done, you've kind of learned what you need to make a fun fishing simulation. So
absolutely. I mean, yeah. I agree with that. You know, I do hope that the devs take the old horse blinders off every now and then. Take a look at what's going on in the community, because we're the ones who want to play the game, and we've been playing it for 2 years already, and a lot of our passion is still here. So by all means, reach out to us.
Yeah, something I really think would be a positive thing too is, you know how they release the DLC and then the base game doesn't really have like a set of content that goes along with it. So I think that if they were to release a fishing DLC, and they would get with the developers, not developers, but the content creators that are creating fishing type boats and stuff like that, and actually make that like part of the default gameplay that ships with the DLC, I think that would be amazing. So when you got this DLC, if you paid $5, $10, whatever it was, you would actually, you know, have a complete fishing boat that you could upgrade and buy and purchase that was already set up in the game, like you've done with your server. I don't know. I just like to throw that out there.
That sounds great. Like having a kind of fishing career mode, as it were. You know, you start with your little fishing ship, and very, very much fishing Barents Sea or fishing North Atlantic. That kind of experience of developing your kind of industry.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like Deadliest Catch, the game. You know, you kind of upgrade your ship.
Yeah.
So if the DLC ships with like some kind of purchasing, you know, thing already set up, like as a single player that's not going to build a fishing boat, you just kind of buy your fishing boat, get your money, upgrade. I don't know. It just seems like it should be part of the package when you get these DLCs, and not just for the people that want to build a fishing boat or something like that. I don't know. Just talking out my butt. So I want to thank you, Char, for taking some time to go through this. Is there anything else? I'm over here at the fishing village again. Is there anything else that we should be seeing that is really exciting, that really excites you about your fishing mod?
Oh, well, there's so much to cover in each individual add-ons, and I'm sure once they're in a better state of polish, hopefully you'll allow me to return to your channel and we can have a proper playthrough.
Yeah, anytime. Yeah, just be warned. I'm clumsy and I sink things and crash things. So, yeah.
Cool.
Where are you? Are you still
exactly
on
the same. I'm back in the proper fishing village over by the big vehicle dealership.
Where's that at?
Just behind the houses where we spawned.
There's a vehicle dealership?
Just up the road.
Wait, where are you? Oh, you're way over there. Okay, let's
just on the other side of the beach.
All right, let's check.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die. Oops. Yeah. Oh, okay. And what is this?
So this is the nearest vehicle dealership, basically. This is one of our partnerships with other content creators. So this is like the tag group. I think it's a tag group. I think it is. Yeah. And you can obviously talk to these guys, and they sell all sorts of trucks made by people within the community.
I like how they want to save on frame rate so they don't display their goods.
Right. Yeah, they don't want too many cars. It's kind of a bare showroom, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like, look at all the lighting. Where's the car?
I trust. It's bad enough having this many lights for performance.
I know, right? Wow, that's cool. So you've got, let me just go through this really quick. You've got dealerships, you've got transport missions, you've got you got like factories that process the food.
Yeah.
And where are they located?
So we've got land-based factories. So there's one up the road, actually. If you look at it on the map, there's Industry Park Alpha, just kind of near Lake Frosty. Then And then you can obviously buy a factory ship and do your factory processing at sea if you want to. Or you can buy factory equipment and move these kind of ISO container sized bits of factory equipment all over the place and do it wherever. You can also buy warehouse space, and you can equip your warehouses with processing facilities. There's quite a lot to it.
Okay, so it looks like you have quite a few buildings.
Yeah.
About, and you haven't been hurt by performance. I feel like in the past Stormworks couldn't handle.
Definitely, we've learned a lot of lessons throughout building this, ways to kind of eke the best performance out of things. So, we did have less performance-friendly buildings in the past, but Sharp Spoonful was one of my best collaborators on these sorts of things. Has taught me the ways of performance-friendly buildings.
So, what's the secret?
The secret is they're empty on the inside. Not many lights, and if you go past a certain size, they definitely start causing a lot more lag, like exponentially. So breaking them up into kind of smaller buildings seems to work.
Really? Okay. Okay.
It seems like once you get to a certain number of blocks in any building, or maybe it's a certain dimension.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't know. I can't confirm, but it feels like even when you set an object to static, it's not static. It has some kind of forces acting on it in some way. You know what I'm saying? Like you would think that this building should be the same as like the church over there, you know, by the...
That would be ideal, church. Yeah. Because the vanilla buildings are obviously... That would be a feature I'd love to see.
Right?
Being able to like customize assets or make your own kind of voxel-based buildings, which is what I imagine.
Yeah.
Those are, maybe that's the wrong term, but you know, not block-based, but
low poly.
Just a mesh. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be great.
I mean, even if it took longer to like load the map, if it just like compiled these buildings into like 3D objects.
That's it. Yeah, just being able to process a static into a simplified mesh.
Oh, the
sure.
wish list of Stormworks. It goes on and on.
Exactly. It grows forever and ever.
Yeah. Oh well, I guess we should stop, or we'll be here all day making wish lists.
For sure. But I'm
anyways,
sure, like I say.
Let's go through...
We'll meet.
Oh, sorry.
We'll meet again, Endo. Sorry, I'll keep interrupting you, but we will meet again, I'm sure.
Yes, indeed. So before we go, let's just go through the locations again, so people know. So if I am a person that watched this video and I really want to try your mod, I should go to the JSI server, correct?
Yeah, the JSI Discord.
Okay, JSI Discord, link is below in the description. And then once I get there, what do I want to do?
So you want to scroll through it. There's a whole category dedicated to sort of add-on development. If you give us a shout in the add-on chat or look in the help channel or the files channel, you'll soon find exactly what you're looking for, hopefully.
Okay. And I can, if I'm on the Discord server, I can download directly from Steam. You haven't had a chance to play with the new update, huh?
Oh my god. What is that? What?
Yeah.
Did you do this?
I didn't do that. Sure. Yeah, I did that.
Right.
That was Meteors.
How did you? That's amazing. Wow.
Apparently you unlocked it for me, so I pushed the button while you weren't watching.
Right.
Yeah, so you haven't had a chance to check them out. Look, the force is on fire now. It's gonna crash your server.
Oh. Yeah. Oh well.
But what's cool about those, if you really want to crash your server, you can spam that button on the meteors, and you'll get to the part where the frame rate dies. So
perfect.
You might want to disable that for other people. All right, well that's it for today. Thank you for joining me, Charlizard. Again, links are in the description. Go to the Discord, join them. If you have questions, ask. If you have feature requests, I'm sure there's a section in there, and you can request features. And if you really want a fishing DLC, show Deltars and say, hey, Deltars, we would really like to add some of these features to a real fishing DLC. And, then be banned. I'm sorry.
You can't say that.
I'm sorry. I'm kidding. You won't be banned. He won't ban you. Maybe. Possibly. Oh, well. Say goodbye, quick. Oh, but wait.
Thank you.
Watch this.
Thank you for having me, Endo.
You missed this part. Okay, ready? Watch. I hit it again. Now watch up in the air. Because it was standing behind you when it hit. so you missed it. Look for lights in the sky. Oh, you know what else they added? Particles. There's a lot more particles now.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, here, there. There. Coming. See ya?
Where?
Right in front of you.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Wow. See, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That one got me right in the face.
That one got me too. All right. See you next time. Bye.
See ya.